Hello, welcome to Brown Dog Gadgets Live. I am Amanda, the Education Outreach Coordinator here at Brown Dog Gadgets. Behind the camera, I've got Pete. Barely.
Yeah, I'm here.
Today we are going to be building our troll robot buddy, who's got a beautiful shamrock on his belly for St. Patrick's Day. But before that, if you have not followed us on our social media platforms, please do so. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and YouTube. Also, the template for the project that we're doing today, you can find on browndoggadgets.com. If you have any questions or comments while we're streaming, please feel free to comment, ask a question. We'd love to hear it. If you have questions after we are done, you can email us at help@browndoggadgets.com. And last but definitely not least, if you have not heard about Pathfinder's Summer Institute, please check it out. We are offering our Circuitry and Robotics with Lego and Microbit workshop. It is 40 hours of professional development. It comes with a nice big kit worth over $500 in goodies. It's got a couple microbits in it, a rover set, a remote. There might even be some paper circuit stuff in there. And that professional development is free for public and charter educators in the United States. So you can register for that at the link below. We've got p2url.com/pathfinders. Yeah. So go check that out. We are filling up quickly. We would love to have you. All right. The troll is very green today, so we're going to switch to the overhead cam.
Oh, no.
Did we not turn it on?
No.
It's okay.
I'm a little
See, we're going to see how fancy it looks without it. Ooh,
Okay.
yep. The bulb troll. Okay.
Ah, there we go.
There he is.
All right.
So this is our little troll. You can see that it's got a switch on the back that controls the LED. And then the switch on the side controls the motor. And it moves around. Yay. Or we'll see if he can break dance for you. It's pretty fancy. All right, let's build this. First and foremost, all of our templates, like we've said before, are on browndoggadgets.com for free. This starts with the Robot Buddy template. You've seen this in a couple other streams that we've done. The skin is what's different. So we've got this troll skin. We did this guy last week, I believe.
Yeah.
So now we're going to try out the troll. So we've got our Robot Buddy template. I have gone through and actually scored all of these lines where we will be folding later, just to make it a little bit easier to fold it up. It'll just make it look nice and crisp. Then we're going to start with our circuit for our motor. I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and I'm going to cut a slit right where this black line is, and I'm not going to stay on it clearly because that's just too much fun. This is where we're going to have that switch, and that is way too skinny, so I'm going to make it a little wider. If it's too narrow, the tape may just touch all the time, or the switch won't fit into the slit. Oh, that's good. And while I have this out, I'm going to cut this one as well. This one will be for the LED. I was a lot more efficient on that one. There we go.
2 circuits for the price of 1, which is still free.
That's true.
Right.
All right, so we're going to build our circuit for our motor. I'm going to build the whole thing before adding the motor. That way I can do the sandwich method with the wires. So a layer of maker tape underneath it, the wire, and then a layer of maker tape over the top, just to make sure it makes a really good connection. We're going to be using our maker tape. It's a nylon conductive tape. It is the far superior cousin to copper foil tape. Copper foil tape tears really easily. It's not always the most reliable. Maker tape, you can overlap 2 pieces and it's still conductive. It's just really great stuff. So we're going to use that to build our circuit here. I'm going to hold it about 1 centimeter away from the top and use the pad of my finger to pull down and towards me, and it'll pull off the backing. You can cut with the backing, you can pull it away and then cut off of it. It's completely up to you on what works for you. Sometimes I do both. I might even do both in this live stream. Most likely I will. The first thing I'm going to do is take this tape through my slit, and then you'll see I'm going to push just a little bit down onto the front and pull that piece back to keep that slit open. And we'll do the same thing going up towards the top. I want to be able to control my circuit once I close it. And this is the method that we're using to control it. Let's see if I can even make it happen here. There we go.
You can do it.
Thank you.
I'm muting myself a lot because I have the sniffles.
Yeah, you just stay muted over there, Pete. All right, and then I'm going to take another piece and go over to the side here. This is where I'm going to have my battery. So what I will do is take a piece of maker tape that's a little less than an inch. I'm going to roll it up so the sticky side is on the outside into a tape loop, just like you would the back of a poster, and put it right onto that pathway. Now I'll take our CR2032 battery and put it right on top of that tape loop. Now we can take our motor. It is a vibrating peel and stick motor, so all I have to do is peel the back off and stick it down. You'll notice that the diagram actually has the red and the blue going different directions. That's okay. The only difference is that technically the motor would spin the opposite way. However, with this kind of motor, you can't detect that. I'm going to take this red one and stick it on top of the battery with a little piece of maker tape. Run my nail along the sides to make a good connection. I thought I had two pieces.
Oh no.
Oh, there it is. It's on my other finger. I found it. Quite the day. And then I'm going to take this blue wire and tape it down to this pathway I made already. And before I move on to my other circuit, I do want to test it just to make sure that when I bridge that gap, my circuit will work. I'm just going to put a piece of maker tape over the gap, and then it is vibrating away. So that will be good. Now we're going to work on the pathway that is going to have the LED. Now, for this template, it does have 2 LEDs, but if you recall, the troll only has 1, and it's not actually in the exact same spot. So I'll show you how we'll combat that. First and foremost, we'll set up our battery. So there's a pathway underneath the battery. And once again, a tape loop on top. The nice thing about this one is this template is it does have a separate battery for each component. That way the motor is not pulling away power from the LED. Just makes it work a little bit more consistently. All right, now I'm going to take another piece of tape through the second slit that I made, pushing it down on the front. And that one's going to go up to the top of the battery, or the positive side of the battery. I'm going to run one long piece of tape all the way over to about here. Told you I was going to do 2 different ways. Take it off of the backing and cut it, or just cut it with the backing on. All right. And then I'm going to take one more piece, and I'm going to have that piece go to about here. I don't know exactly where my my LED legs are going to be yet, so I'm just going to get them close. And then I will figure that out once we get the LED in place. All right, same thing on the other side of the slit. Just holding it too far away. go. All right, so I've got most of my circuit actually built here. This is the wider part, so it's going to end up being the top of the Robot Buddy. So I know that the top of the Robot Buddy is actually the positive side, so I want the positive LED leg on the top when I do this. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do some light folding so I know where my troll is going to go. I want him right about there. I could tape it in place, or I can just go crazy and figure it out. So I said I want my longer LED leg at the top, shorter at the bottom. So I'm going to kind of place it on here and poke those holes through the Robot Buddy again. I know. And my LED will just hold everything in place. I can tape it down. I could use hot glue, but I don't really need to for this because it will just hold it all where it needs to be. All right, so now I'm going to bend that longer LED leg down towards the positive pathway, and then my short LED is going to come out to the side to my negative pathway. I'm going to take a little bit more maker tape and go over the top of those pathways. Still running my nail along the sides of those LEDs just to make a strong connection. And I really do like the sandwich method, so I am going to put a little bit underneath this long LED. Because once I close this up, it's not going to be easy to access the circuit again. So if it's not making a strong connection, it's just going to give me troubles. So I'd rather mitigate that right now than have to deal with it later. I keep losing my tape today. There we go. Now my circuit is built, but once again, I want to test it just to make sure that I don't have any issues before closing it. And we are good to go there. So now I will go ahead and fold it up on those lines that I pre-scored. Then I'm going to use some tape to tape it all together. I am going to try Josh's suggestion of only needing like 2 pieces of tape at the bottom. We'll see if I like it. I might not, but that's okay. Fancy.
Yes.
All right.
You know I'm the fanciest.
That's true. The fanciest.
Also, I hate to tell you this, but we missed National Pancake Day last week.
No.
But it's okay. We'll have a pancake day next week.
Okay, that sounds wonderful.
When I'm not feeling.
When you're not feeling like garbage.
No, I just feel medium well.
Oh yeah, medium well, like a crappy steak. I remember.
Yeah, not completely terrible, just a little blah.
That's fair. I'm gonna do a little bit more than 2 pieces. Normally I like to go around all the edges and tape everything down and make it nice and secure. But, you know, I don't have to. There's that. I'll tape this one down at the bottom. You can see why I like to tape the sides because they just kind of bow out a little bit.
It's sloppy.
But there is, I know it is kind of sloppy. No, it's not as neat as this one.
You know, I mean, it doesn't bother some people, but people like us, you know.
It bothers us, Pete.
It bothers us.
It bothers us.
Yes.
So we've got our Robot Buddy with our troll template on the front. The only other thing that we need to do is make our switches. So we've got these rectangles here. If I can pick them up, we're going to fold them in half and then in half again to make a little L. Or my daughter would say it's a V because her name is Vivi and just finds the letter V everywhere. And I'm going to take a piece of tape on one end of it and wrap it back around to the other side. And then that way, I should be able to put it in the slit, and it lights up.
Yeah.
Now, since I only had the troll stuck on with the LED, it does kind of move around a little bit. So you could put a little piece of tape back there, or you could just not care. That's fine too.
Yeah.
In this moment, I don't care.
Okay.
All right, and then we'll make our other switch that will control our motor.
When you're all done, I have one question.
Okay.
Yay.
There it is. This one's breakdance is a little wild. So there is our troll robot buddy. What is your question, Pete?
Okay, well, it's multi-part maybe. So when you put him on his back for the breakdancing, he spun a certain direction. If you had reversed the polarity of the motor, would he be going the other direction?
I don't know.
And my second part of the question is, where I come from, we would say the rotation is clockwise or anti-clockwise.
Oh, see, that's different from before.
Oh, yeah.
However, that might be because I had the switch on the back too.
Ooh,
So it was making it go a different.
maybe. But so there's clockwise and anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, as you say in the States. Do the kids, the students or young kids, do they know what clockwise and anti-clockwise is and where they come from?
My kids do,
Okay.
but that's because we talk about it during games.
Well, I met an adult a few years ago who couldn't read an analog clock with the dials, and they're like,
Yeah.
I've just always had digital clocks, and they're like, I don't know, I just look at it and try to figure out where the arms are. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if it's a lost thing where it's like, why is it called clockwise? Well, there's a reason.
And I definitely do say counterclockwise, not anti-clockwise.
You can start saying anti-clockwise if you'd like.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just me
So-
then.
This is the Troll Robot Buddy. If you want to build it, remember the free template is on browndoggadgets.com. This is the neater one. That's
Oh,
nice and
yeah.
taped together.
Much nicer.
Your call.
Make it nice.
If you have any questions after this, you can email us at help@browndoggadgets.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and YouTube. On YouTube, we also have a lot of old live streams that we've been doing, so you can find those under the live tab. And then, of course, if you are interested in doing that free workshop this summer with Pathfinders, we would love to have you. Ours is called Circuitry and Robotics with Lego and Microbit. It is a 40-hour free professional development, and you get a big old box of stuff to build along with us. You can apply for that at p2url.com/Pathfinders.
It's 2 weeks, right? It's not like 40 hours straight.
It is 2 weeks,
Okay, good.
3 hours a day, and there's a little bit of homework. So it's actually 30 hours together on Zoom, and then you have a little bit of stuff to do on
And
your
if
own
you-
time as well.
Yeah, and if you miss any of the days, we put everything online, the video online, like usually that night right away.
Well, now we have the faster connection.
Oh, yeah. It'll upload even quicker.
So it should upload pretty quickly.
Yeah, if you're like, oh, I'm going to miss a day or whatever, you can
Yeah.
always watch them later and work
Yeah, you
on
can get
them.
caught up and then
Yeah.
join us back when you're ready.
Excellent.
Yeah. Awesome. That's all I've got for today. Tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Tomorrow
lose
we're doing
track.
the micro bit.
Yes, tomorrow is our Microbit University, and we are starting with a button. We'll be adding a button
that's right.
into our projects,
Yeah.
right?
You got it.
Okay, great. And then next week we've got our, we're making a goblin mask and Shivers the Penguin, as well as another day of Microbit University. Oh, side note, it's bald.
Yes, it's our very green.
Yep.
troll
Awesome.
guy.
We hope you'll join us tomorrow. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.
All right.
Have a good night.